You can't break me, I got iron bones. My ground game will leave your mind blown. I'm ready to fight in any time zone. I'm the greatest, you can call me John Jones. Knocking clowns out like I'm Steve Pay. We can even fight on the freeway. I'ma leave him bloody right where he lay. This is the Fighters Replay.
Hey guys, welcome to the Fighters Replay. I'm one of your hosts, Robert.
I'm Caitlin.
I'm Declan.
And today we're going to get into discussions and predictions for UFC Fight Night, Rozenstruik versus Almeida. First match we got up, we got Tim Means coming off a loss versus Alex Morano coming off another loss.
Alex Morano versus Tim Means. I gotta say, I think Tim Means is fucking old. I don't think he has any chance in this fight. Or just lost to fucking Max Griffin and Kevin Holland. You know, Holland's a good fighter. But honestly, I think this is just a stepping stone for Alex Morano. And he's probably going to run through him, I can't lie. Tim Means he's got the height advantage, you know, a bit of reach advantage, but I don't see how Tim Means wins this one, to be honest with you.
And I don't know. I feel like both these guys fucking suck. Man, Tim Means,
let's be real.
I think he's coming off of 2 losses in a row, and Alex Morano coming off a KO loss to Santiago Ponzinibbio. Bro, imagine saying that you got knocked the fuck out by Santiago Ponzinibbio, bro. That's just disrespectful in itself. The fact that Alex Morano is in the UFC gives me faith that I know I can make it one day. Because if this motherfucker's in this shit, I know damn well I can make it in that shit. Moving on to the next fight, we got Daniel Rodriguez versus Ian Garry, the biggest test of Ian Garry's career so far. What are your thoughts on this, Declan?
Oh, man, Ian Garry. It's always exciting when he steps in, man. He thinks he's the new Conor McGregor. I don't know about all that. But I gotta say, I'm really excited for this one. Daniel Rodriguez just coming off of getting fucking by Neil Magny. Last win that Daniel Rodriguez had was like that robbery versus Li Jingliang. He didn't look that great. Honestly, I think Ian Garry's got this one pretty comfortably.
I gotta agree with you. I do think Ian Garry is starting to get a little bit too cocky, and just when fighters start to get a little bit too cocky is normally when they can slip and get knocked the fuck out. And although I don't think D-Rod is the best example of ranked fighters in the welterweight division, he still does have that experience, and Ian does have to take that into consideration. However, Ian is much younger, he's faster, he's got a lot of momentum going his way. So I do think Ian is going to have this one, but, you know, he's got to be careful. He's got to tread with caution and take it seriously because, you know, his head is starting to get a little big for him, if I'm being honest with y'all.
I actually agree with you there because, I mean, and I've been seeing in these fights, man, he does not defend very well. He will fight with his chin in the air.
Yeah.
Don't
But
think
an
it's
experienced
bad about
fighter like Daniel Rodriguez very well put him out.
Moving on, we have Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker. Bro, I can't believe Johnny Walker is fighting already. I feel like that dude, it just randomly pops up all the fucking time. But I'm really excited to see from Anthony Smith again. I love seeing Anthony Smith fight. He has a very interesting that I personally enjoy watching. So, me, myself, I'm going to have Anthony in this one. However, I will not count out Johnny Walker.
And honestly, I think I'm going to go Johnny Walker. I think Anthony Smith might be going near the end of his time in the UFC, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's going to retire sometime soon.
But I think he might be a journeyman. You know, nobody really heard of Anthony Smith until he beat Rashad Evans and ended up beating his father, John Jones, and got a terrible whooping from that. I do think that Anthony Smith does have the skills to beat Johnny Walker. However, he's going to have to grapple off the bat. But, you know, Anthony Smith, he likes to brawl and mix it up a little bit. But I don't know. I feel like Johnny Walker is going to catch him sometime probably in the second round, and he's going to end it by TKO or KO.
I got to be honest, I'm torn on this one. Kind of 50-50 here. While, you know, Johnny Walker has been the more active fighter, though. Anthony Smith hasn't been as active. He last fought back in July 2022. Suffered a loss to Ankalaev. I mean, that's not that bad. He beat Ryan Spann, so that's a pretty good victory, to be honest with you. But I feel like he just hasn't been active enough. I kind of agree with you, Rob. I think he's on the latter end of his career. And if he loses this one, I feel like he's And very near retirement. Overall, I'm going to have to say Johnny Walker for this one. I'm going to stick with Johnny Walker. Knockout. Round 3.
Okay. I'm going to pray it don't happen in round 3.
I'm going to have Anthony Smith winning off of a decision. I think that he has the possible tools, in this near retirement stage to kind of school Johnny Walker, humble him a little bit, play with him, get in his head, I think Anthony Smith could really do that. Moving on.
Rozenstruik versus Jailton Almeida. Man, I'm very excited for this one. I do think that Jailton Almeida is a future UFC heavyweight champion in his due time. I think he would be an absolute monstrous matchup for Ciryl Gane, having that classic game of striker versus grappler, and just wondering how that's going to work out. Of course, after John Jones retires and after Stipe retires, because, ain't nobody touching them in this division at this point. Jailton Almeida is not ready for the big boys quite yet, but Rozenstruik's going to be a nice stepping stone. And I do think Almeida is not going to take Rozenstruik lightly. I think he's going to play with caution, but eventually I think he's going to get him down, work his ground game, and I see him winning by really almost any way he wants as long as it's not on the feet.
I agree with you on one thing. I think Almeida is probably going to win this one. He's looked pretty good, but not so sure. I don't know if he's ready for like a Ciryl Gane.
I didn't say he was. I said he's a future tailor-made opponent. I said he will become.
Okay.
With all respect to Rozenstruik, I think I'm going to have to go with Almeida on this one. I think he is moving with some more momentum. He's coming off of 3 round 1 victories, and then his most recent one was in round 2. But still, he's finishing fights. And in the heavyweight division, to finish fights as consistently as you do, you got to be recognized for it. So I think he's moving with a lot of momentum. I think he's very smart about the way that he fights. He can mix it up on the feet and on the ground. So I think he has a lot of advantages here. However, Rozenstruik has faced higher level opponents. He's been in the game much longer, so he does have that experience around him. But I do think that Almeida is gonna take this one home.
Almeida hasn't fought the best competition so far, so this is gonna be a really good test for him.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think that Rozenstruik is just really, it's just like a Dollar Tree Derek Lewis, man. That can function a bit more. He's like Derek Lewis if he weren't lazy and actually stretched.
All right, so there y'all have it. UFC Fight Night, Rozenstruik versus Almeida, Saturday, May 13th, 2023. Let us know what you guys think about this one, who you guys have. Thank you guys for supporting us. Follow, like, share, whatever. And peace.
You can't break me, I got iron bones. My ground game will leave your mind blown. I'm ready to fight in any time zone. I'm the greatest, you can call me John Jones. Knocking clowns out like I'm Stipe. We can even fight on the freeway. I'ma leave him bloody right where he lay. This is the Fighters Replay.